Hello, my lovelies. It is time for Have I Read It number 57. So stay tuned. So sorry if there's a lot of noise going on in the background. The dishwasher's running and it is not a quiet dishwasher. I'm sorry. So whenever I'm watching this, I will have the background over here muted so you're not having to listen to that. If you're new here, hi, welcome. Have I Read It is one of my multiple TBR games that I play in order to help pick my TBR for the upcoming month. So in this one, you actually get to help with picking my TBR. So I go back and I react to a haul that I did over 3 years ago, and I tell you if I've read the book, if I have read it and kept it, read it and unhauled it, just unhauled it, or if I still own it and have not read it. Of those that I still own and have not read, you get to vote which book or books I should read. And based on the number of books that I have and have not read, will determine how many I have to pick from the ones y'all voted for. So if I've got 10 or less, then I pick the number 1 voted book. If I've got 11 to 20, I pick the top 2 voted books, and so on and so on. And then I add them to my TBR. So today we're going to be reacting to my book haul June 2019. And I saw the thumbnail and it looks like there's a lot of books. So fingers crossed that I did somewhat okay. I have my earbuds here, so we're gonna just get started. So let's go. Hey guys, it's Melanie. Welcome to my channel. Today I have my June book haul for you, so stay tuned. So I accumulated 23 books in the month of June, and wow. Well, I guess we should just get started. I've got books from subscription boxes. I've got books that I bought from bookstores. I've got books that were just sent to me. I've got giveaways, all kinds of stuff. So the first book that I have here is The Escape Room by Megan Golden. Okay, I'm pretty sure that I've unhauled that book like a long time ago. Let me double check. No, I was wrong. I still own this book and I have not read it. So that is the first book that's going on the list. This was sent to me by the publisher. This says, getting in is easy, getting out is murder. Vincent, Jules, Sylvie, and Sam are ruthlessly ambitious high flyers working in the lucrative world of Wall Street finance, where deception and intimidation thrive. Getting rich is all that matters, and they'll do anything to reach the top. When they're ordered to participate in a corporate team-building exercise that requires them to escape from a locked elevator, dark secrets of their team began to be laid bare. The biggest mystery to solve in this lethal game? What happened to Sarah Hall? Once a young shining star, now dead but not forgotten. This is no longer a game. They're fighting for their lives. All right, continuing on. Next. So I was invited to participate in the Amazon Vine program where I get to select certain items and they'll send them to me for free and I get to review them and, well, review them, like write an actual review on their site. And of course, I picked books. Now, apparently they don't really send finished copies of these books. They'll send ARCs if they have them. I think out of all of the books that they sent me, only one, I believe, is a finished copy. And most of them have been out for quite some time. There's just a couple that are newer. Okay, so the first one I have here is Call It What You Want by Bridget Kimmerer. I believe I have read that, but let me double check. Okay, so I don't have this one marked as read, but looking at the synopsis, it sounds like something that I have read before. But you know what? I'm just going to, just in case I didn't, I'm going to add that one to the list. But I feel like I did read it. This is one of the newer ones. It came out June 25th of 2019. And this says, when his dad is caught embezzling funds from half the town, Rob goes from popular lacrosse player to social pariah. Even worse, his father's failed suicide attempt leaves Rob and his mother responsible for his care. Everyone thinks of Megan as a typical overachiever, but she has a secret of her own after the pressure got to her last year. And when her sister comes home from college pregnant, keeping it from her parents might be more than she can handle. When Rob and Megan are paired together for a calculus project, they're both reluctant to let anyone through the walls they've built. But when Megan learns of Rob's plan to fix the damage caused by his father, it could ruin more than their fragile new friendship. This captivating, heartfelt novel asks the question, is it okay to do something wrong for the right reasons? There was a time when I almost never put my books into Goodreads. Kind of like I've done this year, but I will eventually go and update it. I'm not looking forward to it, but I will. It's gonna suck because I'm so far behind. Also, that whole Amazon Vine thing, they let me go because I was bad at getting reviews in at any kind of decent time. All right, next. The next one they sent me is Bloom by Kevin Panetta and Savannah Gaucho. I have read Bloom and I still own it. All right, next up. Next up we have Princess and the Fangirl by Ashley Poston. I have read The Princess and the Fangirl and I still own that one. Next. Next is the only final copy they sent me, and that is The Sound of Drowning by Catherine Fleet. I feel like that's one I have read, but let me double check. Yes, that is one I have read, and I still own that one. All right. I got an Einstein here. Can y'all see him? He's come to say hi. All right, let me get back to the video. All right, next up. Next up, we have Death Prefers Blondes by Caleb Rowerig. I've definitely read that one multiple times. Absolutely love it. One of my favorite books. I actually have 2 copies of that. This one was an ARC, and I gave it to my friend Clint to read, and he ended up loving it too. But he has since gotten a finished copy, and I was able to get this one back from him. And I'm very thankful for that. So now I have a finished copy and the original ARC that I read and absolutely fell in love with. All right, next up. Okay, next up is Mira Tidebreaker by Danielle Page. I have read Mira, and I feel like that's one that I've unhauled, I believe. I'm pretty sure I unhauled it. Let me double check. Yes, I have unhauled that one, but I did read it. All right, let me get back to the video. All right, next. Okay, next up is Internment by Samira Ahmed. I've also read Internment and love that book, and I still own it as well. All right, next up. Next up is Always Never Yours by Emily Wibberley and Austin Sigmund Broca. I've read that too. Funny thing, Kayla Borg and Emily and Austin have both been Season-a-thon authors, and those were actually the books that we used for that round of Season-a-thon, which is very cool. And I do still own this one. All right, next up. Next up we have Past Perfect Life by Elizabeth Ullberg. Okay, this one, I'm not sure. I know I haven't read it, but I don't know if I still own it or not. Okay, I do still own this one, and I have not read it, so let me add it to the list. And this comes out on July 9th of 2019. This says, an exciting new direction for acclaimed author Elizabeth Ullberg. Past Perfect Life is a tense and tender read about secrets and lies,
reality and identity, and the ways we put ourselves back together when everything is broken. Small-town Wisconsin high school senior Allison Smith loves her life and the way it is, spending quality time with her widowed father and her tight-knit circle of friends, including best friend Marion and maybe more than friends Neil. Sure, she's stressed about college applications. Who wouldn't be? In a few short months, everything's going to change. Big time. But when Allie files her applications, they send up a red flag because she's not Allison Smith. And Allie's, make that Amanda's, ordinary life is suddenly blown apart. Was everything before a lie? Who will she be after? And what will she do as now comes crashing down around her? Perfect for fans of Far From the Tree, this is the story of one teen's search for herself amid the confusion of a shattered past and a future far from all she planned.
I hope the dishwasher's not picking up too much in the recording. To me, it's very loud, so hopefully it's not very loud in the camera. All right, next up.
Okay, next up is Storm and Fury by Jennifer L. Armentrout.
I have read Storm and Fury and love it and still own it. Oh my goodness, I did really good here so far. I should not have said that. Every time I say that, it goes badly from that point on. But I can say, of the ones that I've said that I've read, most of these have been ones that I've read and loved and kept. And so that makes me very happy. All right, continuing on.
Okay, so those are all the books that Amazon sent me. Next are some books that I actually won. Canterbury Classics was having this little photo competition at BEA and BookCon, and if you took a picture on their little photo wall and submitted it with the tags and everything, they would pick one winner, and out of the 300 something entries, they picked mine, which I thought was so awesome. So I actually got to pick 5 different books of my choice from their word cloud selection. So that's what I have here next. The first one I picked is kind of an obvious one, and that is Alice's Adventures in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass by Lewis Carroll.
Yes, I have read Alice's Adventures in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass. All right, next.
Okay, the next one I got was Emma by Jane Austen.
I have not read Emma. I do still own this one, so let me add that to the list. Classics like this always scare me, but this is one that I have definitely been interested in. There are some classics that I have ended up loving, but there are a lot of classics that I have not at all enjoyed. But I know that the movie Clueless was like a modern retelling, I guess, of Emma, and so that's why I'm kind of like interested in Emma, because I love Clueless. All right, next up.
Next I have The Beautiful and Damned and Other Stories by F. Scott Fitzgerald.
Oh, The Beautiful and Damned. I do still own that. I have not read it. I'm nervous about this one because I have read some other books by him, and I'm pretty sure, yes, I have read The Great Gatsby, and I only gave that one 3 stars. So this is one that I'm kind of like, am I gonna like it? I don't know. But I will add it to the list. Both Emma and this one are both on that shelf that you can see behind me right there. That's my like classics and really old editions. All right, next up.
Next up we have The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde.
Okay, I have read this one. I feel like I unhauled it. Let me check. Yes, I read it. I gave it 3 stars and I unhauled it. All right, next up.
And then last but not least of the Canterbury Classics, we have Peter Pan.
I have read Peter Pan, and I do still own that copy. Okay, so we're over the halfway mark. We have 5 already. let's just continue on. I don't want to say anything to jinx myself. Next.
Okay, next up is one that I got in an unplugged book box, and that is Like a Love Story by Abdi Nazmeen.
I do still own this one. I cannot remember if I've read it or not. Yes, I have, and I gave it 4 stars. All right. Next.
Okay, next up is a book that I picked up at the Strand in New York City, and that is Wondersmith, The Calling of Morgan Crow by Jessica Townsend.
I do still own this. I'm pretty sure that I have read it. I believe I've read all of the Morgan Crow books that I have. But well, let me double check. Yes, I have read that one. Okay, back to the video. Next up.
Okay, next up are some books that I ordered from Thrift Books. The first one is Wise Blood by Flannery O'Connor.
Okay, I feel like that is one that I recently unhauled, but let me double check. Actually, I'm gonna go look and see if it's in this pile, or if I can. Hold on. I don't see it in that pile, but the pile's huge and there's a bunch of stuff all around it, so I wouldn't be able to see all the books. But I'm almost positive that that has been unhauled. So, next.
Okay, next up is The Year of Living Danishly, Uncovering the Secrets of the World's Happiest Country by Helen Russell.
I have read that and still own it. All right, next up.
Next up is Wild Card by Marie Lu.
I've read and still own Wild Card. Next.
Next up is Go Set a Watchman by Harper Lee.
Okay, I have not read Go Set a Watchman, but I did unhaul it. Well, did I? Hold on. It would be on this shelf back here. Yes, I did unhaul that one. So, next up.
Be right back, my battery's about to die. Okay, I'm back. Sorry if my angle changed. Okay, last but certainly not least, this is a book that I pre-ordered from Amazon, and I can't believe that I haven't already read it. That is Ghosts of the Shadow Market by Cassandra Clare, Sarah Reese Brennan, Maureen Johnson, Kelly Link, and Robin Wasserman.
I have read and love Ghosts of the Shadow Market. Wow, and that was the last one. I had so many in that video that I've read and loved, and that was a really good month of a haul. And in the end, I only had 5 that I still own and have not read. So you can vote The Escape Room, Call It What You Want, Past Perfect Life, Emma, or The Beautiful and Damned. And I just picked the #1 voted book, so I'm very curious to see what y'all pick for me. So yeah, comment down below. You don't have to pick just one. You can pick as many as you want to vote for. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a big thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos like this, click that subscribe button down below. And until next time, remember to always be completely you. Bye.